All right, all right, all right. It is Monday. I hope you had yourself a good weekend. I did. And it is Monday, so we are doing Sovereign Citizens. So what do I have for you today? Well, a sovereign citizen that is keenly aware of her Fifth Amendment right to remain silent, but completely incapable of actually fulfilling that right, which ultimately ends up leading to her arrest because she has to do the sovereign citizenship. She has to go through it. So we got to go through all that just so we can get to the end of the rainbow and see her get arrested. Enjoy.
Please identify yourself.
I'm a police officer from Suffolk County, Officer Donnelly. Roll down your window, please.
I don't have to.
Ma'am, roll down your window. Do you have your driver's license on you?
I have the right to remain silent.
Okay. Do you have your driver's license on you?
I have the right to remain silent. Am I being detained?
Roll down your window.
Am I being detained?
Roll down your window.
I do not consent to this stop.
I can't hear you with the window.
I do not consent to this stop.
Well, I'm sorry, but you do have to consent.
I do not have to consent to this stop.
Well, if you don't have to consent to the stop, then why don't you just drive away? I mean, it's illegal, right? They can't be doing it, right? So why don't you just drive away? Why aren't you doing that?
This is illegal. You do not have the right to tell me I have to consent to this stop. Am I being detained?
Yes, you are. Go ahead.
You have 15 minutes from this moment.
Ma'am, can you please just take down the window so I can hear you better?
I do not consent to this stop. I do not want to converse with you.
Okay. Do you have ID so I can identify who you are? I'm Officer Donnelly from Suffolk County Police Department.
Am I being detained?
I can't hear you, ma'am.
Am I being detained?
There's a lot of traffic, and I can't hear you, so you need to roll down the window.
Am I being detained?
Yes, you are.
Okay, you have 15 minutes.
I will tell you why you're being detained if you could roll down
What's
the
the
window.
reason for this stop?
You have suspended plates. Okay, is this your vehicle?
Am I being detained?
Ma'am,
Yeah, you're being detained. She told you you're being detained. Okay, get the shit out of your ears. Yeah, you're being detained.
is this your vehicle?
Am I being detained?
Yes, you're being detained.
I do not consent to this stop. I have the right to remain silent.
Again,
Just
very
be
politely.
silent.
I have the
Shut
right
the
to
fuck
remain
up.
silent.
Roll down the window and hand me your ID.
I have the right to remain silent. Committing a felony
Can't hear you.
by trying to force me to not enforce my rights.
I didn't take any of your rights away. I'm conducting.
I do not consent to this stop.
Roll down the window.
I do not consent to this stop.
Ma'am, roll down your
Just
window.
break her shit. Just break her
My
fucking
rights are
windshield.
being violated. I'm in fear of my life. I fear for my life. I have no weapons and you do. And you're intimidating me. You're intimidating me. I do not consent to this stop.
Your window.
I do not consent to this stop.
Ma'am, I'm going to ask you again.
You can hear her fumbling through her sovereign citizen's papers. You can hear that shit. She's fumbling through it, going through the whole checklist. Ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna save you, lady.
Politely, roll down your window and hand me your identification.
I am traveling. I do not consent to this stop.
What papers are you looking through right now?
I do not consent to this stop.
Okay, I heard you about 5 times that you do not consent to the stop. Now, can you hand me your ID, please?
I do not consent to this stop.
Just break her shit. Okay, just break
Who
her
owns the
shit.
vehicle, ma'am?
I do not consent to this stop.
Ma'am, roll down the window.
I do not. I'm being intimidated.
Ma'am,
She attempted to open my door.
because you're not complying with my order.
I do not
So roll
consent
down
to
the
this
window
stop.
and hand me
I
your
do
ID.
not consent to this stop. She attempted to open my door illegally
Yes, I did.
She accosted my door.
when I stated I did not consent to this stop. I do not consent to this stop, Mrs. Donnelly, that works for
Right, you know
Suffolk
who I am.
County.
I'm Officer Donnelly, now I'm asking you to show me ID of who
Yeah,
you
they've
are.
done
I
this
do
dance
not
before.
consent to
They've
this
done
stop.
Can you look at me, please?
I do not consent to this stop.
What is your first name?
I do not now she's attacking my door.
What
This
your
is
first name?
assault, not under your jurisdiction.
Ma'am,
Now she's banging on my window with
Good.
a baton.
Break it. Break her shit.
Someone
Break her
please
shit.
come and help me. Someone please come
No,
and help
don't
me.
put it back.
Ma'am,
Don't put it
roll
up.
down the
No.
window.
Call the lawyer.
Ma'am, I'm going to ask you again. Hand me your ID. Roll down your window at least a little bit more.
I do not consent to this stop.
Ma'am. Roll down your window.
I do not consent to this stop. I am being intimidated with a person with a weapon.
I'm a police officer.
A revenue agent with a weapon. A revenue agent with a weapon.
Come on, get your shit straight, okay? You're gonna throw insults, at least throw them right.
Roll down your window.
I have the right to remain silent.
Okay, you can remain silent. Hand me your ID.
I have the right to remain silent. I do not consent to this stop. I do not consent to this stop.
Hand me your identification.
Now she's attacking the window again.
Break the fucking window.
She's attacking the window again. I do not consent to this stop.
Roll down the window.
I do not consent to this stop. I do not consent to this stop.
Get out of the car.
I do not consent to this stop.
Get out of the car.
Man. I was really hoping we were going to get a window smash. They handle those people with too much kid gloves. Way too much kid gloves. That's why they keep doing it. Till the hammer gets dropped on these people, this shit ain't gonna stop. It ain't never gonna stop until they figure out that there are serious consequences for doing this shit. But, you know, they treat them more like a nuisance than an actual problem. Obviously. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. We will be back on Wednesdays with Karens. Until then, have yourself a very, very wonderful day.